Kia ora koutou, Chris here, and in today's video we're going to be talking about the advertising tactics used by the dairy industry on our kids and their parents, and why I think companies like Fonterra should be implementing a responsible marketing policy. Let's get into it. Let's start with Dairy NZ's adorable little mascot and her website, Rosie in Rosie's World. Rosie's World is a dairy-funded website where kids can dress up their cows, play all sorts of games, enter competitions, win prizes, and learn facts about the dairy industry. Facts such as, did Moo know that from the air the island of Cuba looks like a crocodile or alligator? Among the facts on this website that children can learn, you won't see things like the New Zealand dairy industry being responsible for more greenhouse gas emissions than any other sector in New Zealand. You won't see facts such as that the dairy industry uses the equivalent water of 58 million people, or that to produce milk in New Zealand, over 2 million bobby calves are killed every year. But of course, this website is designed to tell children what the dairy industry wants them to know, not the whole picture. It's no secret that the success of the dairy industry is the organization's primary focus. The question is, to what end? From Rosie, there are also great little educational nuggets in the form of short videos, much like this little gem.
Rosie's cow cat, when you see what she sees.
And did you know that cows have 80% the same genes as humans?
Whoa, really?
Yep. Scientists are working hard to find interesting and important dairy cow genes.
So because we share DNA, we should drink an animal's milk? How about rat milk? With rats we share about 90% of our DNA, but they are a bit small. So what about dogs? We've all got dogs. We share about 84% of our DNA with dogs. That's 4% more than we do with cows.
That's regular cow's milk?
It's dog's milk.
What? What do you mean that's dog's milk?
Dog milk?
Built for dogs?
Why you give me, I drink dog milk.
You mean that this is produced by a dog?
You should have said that first. Would you ever drink that madness? Never.
If the idea of drinking dog's milk grosses you out, think about how we managed to normalize drinking cow's milk. The secret? Start them while they're young. But another thing about this video that I really don't like.
Scientists are working hard to find interesting and important dairy cow genes that could help cows make more milk or be better for the environment.
They always like to slip in little messages here and there that farmers are doing so much work for the environment. On Rosie's website, they also use the statistic that 97% of waterways on dairy farms are fenced, adding, and I quote, "Cows can't get into the water, so they can't do any damage. It's much better for the environment and much safer for the cows." I've said this many times, so I'll just cover it briefly, but that 97% statistic is only for waterways that the industry deems a waterway by their own definition. Wider than a stride, deeper than a red band. But we have scientific evidence showing that the majority of nutrients and pathogens that are polluting our waterways come from the smaller streams that don't fit this criteria. So it's a complete greenwash. And without any fine print on Rosie's website about this is a blatant lie. Looking through the resources that the dairy industry uses to reassure parents and teachers, I found this, Dairy Tomorrow, where they use language such as lead efforts to improve the health of our rivers and streams, lead efforts on agriculture's contribution to meeting New Zealand's climate change goals. By 2025, achieve all farms implementing and reporting under certified farm sustainability plans. The language is clear. We are going to develop, we are going to implement. It's all greenwash lip service. Until we see pen to paper about outcomes that we can actually track, all of this means nothing. It's just them trying to sound progressive.
Whoever created recycling, it's a really good plan to save the world.
If I was a superhero, my special power would be opening black holes to suck in all the rubbish.
The people that are filming these videos, the Fonterra staff, or whoever Fonterra has paid to film these videos, do they say, oh yeah, kid, that's exactly how we're going to save our planet, good job? Or do they actually educate these kids on the real issues? Probably not. They're just like, yeah, good job, kid. Here's some more milk. To highlight just how much Fonterra missed the mark on this, let's look at the latest environmental report from the Ministry for the Environment. The latest environmental report from the Ministry for the Environment highlights the most environmentally damaging issues we are facing in New Zealand, with an issue being defined as a change in the state of the environment that is partly caused by human activities, pressures, and has consequences, impacts. The report further states, an example is plastic waste, which is considered as a pressure but not an issue, despite recently being ranked as the #1 environmental concern by the public in a recent Colmar-Brunton 2019 poll. So what does this mean? It means that although plastic waste is considered a pressure from human activity, we are yet to see the impacts of plastic waste to the same degree that we are seeing from the other issues raised in this report, which mainly focused on land use changes, loss of habitat and native vegetation, sediment, runoff, climate change, with plastic pollution making minor cameos where it wasn't differentiated between domestic and industrial plastic waste. So please stop pretending that teaching children about recycling somehow exonerates the dairy industry environmentally.
We provide opportunities to learn about a healthy, balanced diet, sustainability, and recycling.
The obvious risk of having industry in our schools. Industry has a vested interest to educate kids with only one side of the story. If we don't have an independent body in our schools teaching kids about the dangers of dairy milk consumption and the environmental degradation caused by dairy production, why are we letting the dairy industry free range on our kids?
Hi guys! Good to see you.
Of course, this video wouldn't be complete without mentioning the Fonterra Milk for Schools program, where Fonterra offers free milk to all primary schools in New Zealand, and they also utilize celebrities to deliver the milk and make promotional videos just like this.
So once the cows have produced the milk, what do you think farmers could do to say thanks?
The farmers could send the cows on holiday to Hawaii. A tea party, then the cows all wear pretty dresses.
Take them on a holiday to New York. Yeah. I was born a genius.
It's got to be one of the dumbest ideas for a promotional video. They're just asking for me to create content like this. Anyway, I'm going to tell you what happens to a cow at the end of a milking cycle, okay? She goes through a short drying off period. This will prepare her udder for the next round of lactation, okay? After the drying period, she gives birth. Then we take that baby away from her so that we can milk her for the milk that she is designing with the intention of feeding her young. Throughout this season of milking, she will be re-impregnated, usually by artificial insemination, so the milk we're drinking is not only from a fresh mother, it's from an actual currently pregnant mother. The majority of these calves, 2 million calves says New Zealand Beef and Lamb, are sent to the slaughterhouse. Only about 20% of these calves make it back into the actual dairy herd, okay? And if the mother cow is not producing milk at an efficiency level as desired by the farmer, she herself will not go to a retirement home or a holiday, she's going to the slaughterhouse. And the average lifespan for a cow on a dairy farm is between 4 to 7 years, even though they can live to between 10 and 14 years. Very sad. So what can we do to stop the indoctrination of our kids? We could advocate that dairy companies like Fonterra implement a responsible marketing policy, much like what Coca-Cola have done. Coca-Cola's responsible marketing policy states that the company will cease all advertising and media which directly targets children under 12, including TV shows, print media, websites, social media, movies, and SMS email marketing. Their advertising won't include celebrities or characters whose primary appeal is to children under the age of 12, no games or contests, no branded toys, and no images of products consumed by children under 12 without an adult, and no branded sponsorship of sporting and entertainment events which primarily target children under 12 years old. And most importantly, Coca-Cola states, as a global business, we respect and recognize the unique learning environment of schools and believe in commercial-free classrooms. We will not commercially advertise in primary schools. Classrooms should be neutral learning spaces, and parents should be able to trust that they're leaving their children in a commercial and industry-free environment. If you agree with me that companies like Fonterra need to be implementing a responsible marketing policy, then please share this video, share it with parents, teachers, principals, your local school. If you have feedback, please leave it down in the comment section and I'll get back to you. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time, peace out. Mā te wā.